So, hello, good afternoon to all of you from Helsinki, where I'm based. It's already dark over here, but I hope everyone is fine. Apologies for the slight delay. My suggestion is to start, even though you are only 15 joining for now. We hope more will come later. So today we're going to talk about platform business model. In other words, how platform companies make money. Okay, so I'm gonna be sharing my screen. Right. Okay, I hope everyone can see this, can hear me. My name is Marco Torregrossa. I'm CEO of Freelancer, a consulting platform and investment firm into technologies enabling network effects. I'm also a board member at the European Sharing Economy Coalition, where I've led public policy for platforms like Airbnb, Netflix, and Tinder, both in Brussels and Washington, DC. So why should you care about platform business model? And let's begin. Right. So first, a little bit the program. We will start with my presentation. Once again, apologies for the slight delay. Then after 20 minutes or so, we're going to get into a small and simple exercise session where you will draw your own platform business model. Then we'll have an opportunity for the bravest of you to present by sharing your screen what you have drawn. And we will close by having a short Q&A. And I understood that we need to be very strict by 3 o'clock. Finish this workshop. Again, as my colleague Laura said in the chat, please keep your cameras and microphones off, and you can ask questions in the chat at any time, and I will try to answer them later. Now, it is clear to everyone that Amazon, Facebook, Uber, and all others here are extremely successful companies. What is not clear to everyone is that these are platform companies, what exactly a platform business model is and why it is so powerful. Now, first, it's helpful to start by using some definitions. So I would like to clarify what a platform is not. So platforms are not just a piece of technologies or a website or a software. Rather, it's a business model that brings together buyers and sellers, allowing them to exchange value in an ecosystem with the aim of capturing part of that value. Okay, so you can sell products on Amazon, services on Upwork, content on YouTube, or apps on the iOS App Store, and the platform takes a piece of the pie in the transactions. Okay, so why are they so powerful? Because of what I've written here below in white, because they're assets light. So first we can make the example of Airbnb. So Airbnb does not own any buildings like hotels do. They have nearly zero marginal costs. For example, Airbnb benefits from external resources, so their host rather than, for instance, employing people. And finally, they benefit from network effects, which means that the more hosts register on the platform, the more guests register, and the other way around. And these three things are actually very well exemplified in the famous tweet of Brian Chesky, who's the CEO of Airbnb, who said that Marriott wants to add 30,000 rooms this year. He said, fair enough, we will do that in exactly the next 2 weeks. Okay, so now let's dive into platform business model. In this presentation, I will use a fictional example of a gym which wants to reinvent itself as a platform, connecting independent fitness trainers with gym users. And why am I using this example? Well, because it's easy, everyone gets it, and to show you that even your local gym nowadays makes much of its money not by what it sells, but by facilitating the interactions and transactions of others. just like farmers markets or the stock exchanges already do since a century or more. Now let's have a look at the first model I want to show you, where the gym actually starts dipping their toes in the platform economy. The gym is our platform, okay? So the first model is called the listing fee model, and it's the business model of eBay, for example. So what's important about this model here is that the fitness trainer and the gym user are in direct contact with each other, okay? They choose prices, they negotiate the terms of the engagement with each other, etc. And this model is not based on fixed cost, which the gym could set, but it's based on variable cost set by the independent fitness trainer. So here the platform charges a fee from the supplier, from the fitness trainers, when they post new listing or where they want to promote their listings on top of the ranking. So it's so-called the featured listing model. And the value proposition is quite simple. So the platform aggregates a large volume of listing to a single online destination, guarantees visibility for certain listings, and ensures quality control. In this model, the platform typically only facilitates the discovery of the fitness trainers for the gym users without establishing complex payment gateway or offering logistic supports or even allow bidding. Now, I want to give you some example of this listing fee model. And by the way, in this presentation, I'm only using examples from Finland, which is where I live. Why am I doing that? Because to show you that even a small country can have very many platform companies and business models. So let's have an example. Let's have the first example. This platform is called Timma, which is a platform for hairdressers. So the listing fees are very popular with aggregators and comparison style website. Here, Timma helps consumers compare and choose among hairdresser saloon in Finland and takes a listing fee from the hairdressers. Another example, again in Finland, is Gemifind, which is a platform that for a listing fee helps musicians find members for their band, exchange instruments, and make music together. Now, let's have a look at the second platform model I wanted to show you. This is the business model of Uber. Okay, so here the gym becomes what I call the enabler, because it allows gym's users to set project costs and allows the fitness trainers to bid for the projects on the basis of their own rate. The gym here does not own any inventory, but owns the platform as it sets rules regarding openness, governance, logistics, and pricing. And again, the fitness trainer and the gym user are in direct contact with each other before the project starts. Okay, so the gym here collects the fitness trainer fee from the gym user and then releases the money to the fitness trainer once the job is done, charging the fitness trainer a commission fee from the transaction. Or sometimes the commission is split between gym user and fitness trainer, which is the business model of Airbnb, where both guests and hosts are charged for a transaction. Okay, again, let's have a look at some examples. I keep using the examples of Finland. So you don't know where to leave your cat during the holidays? Fear not, because a platform like Host My Pet can find somebody to take care of it. And again, the platform takes a transaction fee from each booking. Or for instance, you can find a parking spot in your busy town. Movie matches you with a parking space provider and takes a transaction fee from the cost of the parking. Now, the other model I want to show you, this slide looks very, very cramped, and I apologize for that, but it's actually extremely simple because it's only a variation of the model before. It's called the multi-sided model. And in this model, the gym becomes what I call the orchestrator because it deals with multiple entities in the ecosystem which are participating in the transaction. So in our case, these additional entities are the gym equipment suppliers, those that I put there on top, who lend their equipment to the fitness trainer for free and then receive the payment from the gym, which is split with the fitness trainer minus the commission they have raised. Okay, so we're going to look at some example of this model. The best one is, I think, Bolt here in Finland, or in your own countries, you may have Deliveroo or Foodora or the other food courier service, okay? So in here, the Bolt charges the one who ordered food and then releases the money to both the couriers and the restaurants. The restaurants are the third parties in our example, okay? Taking a split commission from the transaction. Another example, if anyone is getting married, you will know that getting married is a very complex experience. Say you need a dress, a photographer, a caterer, somebody to put flowers in the church, etc. So a platform called Hattori finds and put all of these people together for you in a platform. Now, the last model I wanted to show you is the subscription model, which is also called the membership fee model. And this is the business model of Netflix. So in here, the gym charges the gym user either a flat or a variable fee per month, per year, according to the subscription plan based on frequency of use, on the specific fitness trainer services, or the number of fitness trainers which is requested. And the gym again acts as the enabler. So it collects the subscription fee from the gym user and then release the money to the fitness trainer, but without a commission. So pay attention that unlike the previous model, in this one is the demand side. So the gym user who's usually charged and not the fitness trainer. Let's have a look at some examples. Streamer is a labor market aggregator here in Finland. Say you need 3 people to clean your apartment once a month or a babysitter once a year. You get on a subscription plan and Streamer helps you find them. Another example is Slurp, which is a really great platform that matches independent coffee brewers with both retailers and consumers. Okay, so with a subscription, you can get delivered at home as many coffee brands as you like within a certain period of time. Now, there are very many other platform revenue models here, and some platforms even combine several revenue models at once, which is what you should also do when your platform scales. So let's have a look at very quickly at a few of them. First of all is the lead fee. In the lead fee model, a customer posts a request on the platform, and then a supplier pays to bid for the project. It's typical of platform like, for example, Upwork. An example here in Finland is Kodit, which is a platform that matches homeowners who want to sell their homes with buyers who will bid for buying the property. Then you have another model called the white label, where you license a platform that a company can then customize and use. An example of that is Sold, which is a marketplace for sustainability experts. And they have a white label feature for others to create their own marketplace. Then you have the freemium. The freemium is quite simple. It's the business model of LinkedIn, where the basic offers is free, but then when the users get hooked, the platform offers paid value services. A good example of that is Investor, which is a crowdfunding platform where the basic registration as a company raising funds is free. But then when there's a match with investors and the parties want to communicate with each other, then the platform charges a fee. Then you have the one-sided model, which is typical of platforms like Tinder, where you cannot really distinguish who's a supplier and who's a customer. In the case of Tinder, both men and women are either suppliers or customers at the same time. Okay, an example of the one-side model is a platform called Swappy, which is a used mobile phone marketplace where buyers are also sellers. So most of the times when you sell a phone is because you also want to buy a new one. Otherwise, you are left without a phone. Okay, then you have the resale model, which is typical of the recycling and secondhand platform, where you buy unwanted goods and you resell them at a higher value. And an example of that is one of my favorite platforms, which is called Rescue here in Finland. It allows supermarkets and restaurants to sell surplus food or food about to expire directly to consumers through an app. Then you have the third-party ads, which is quite typical of when you charge advertisers to publish their ads on the platform. A good example of that is a super cool platform here in Finland for local residents to lend each other things or to give each other a helping hand in the neighborhood, and which may allow sponsors to place some ads here and there. Then you have affiliates. It's the famous Foodora voucher. Many of you got it in the mail. I don't know. It's when you get, it's a voucher, you get 10 euros off if you refer a friend, or if your friend, and also your friend gets 10 euros off their first order. That's called monetizing through affiliates and referrals. A good example of that is a platform called Venue, which is matching venues with event organizers. So if you refer a new venue, both you and the new venue gets a discount. Then a little bit more technical, the API monetization is when a platform charges customer for giving access to its data. An example of that is health. Health is the Airbnb of wellness centers. So if you want to offer a yoga class online, Health will charge you for the use of its API infrastructure to connect you with people that want to take that yoga class. Then a very popular model these days is the embedded finance, is when you charge for additional financial services. A good example of that is Shopify. Shopify started as a virtual store software, but now offers financing program for small business. Good example of that is a platform called eRent, which puts together a construction company with the construction equipment suppliers. Okay, and it also has a financing program to lend money to these equipment suppliers. Then we have something called the private label, and it's where the platform itself sells its own products and services on the platform, which is the case of Amazon. Amazon is selling its own books on the platform. Another example, at least here in Finland, is Industry Hacks, which is matching companies that have problems, that have challenges to be solved with people who could solve those challenges. And it's also selling its own consulting services on the platform. All right. Now, moving towards the end, we have the token base, which is typical of some decentralized platform like Open Bazaar. If you don't know what Open Bazaar is, it's like eBay, but without the middleman. Okay, so with much lower fees, because the whole governance is done on the blockchain. An example is Paperblock, which is a Finnish platform connecting blockchain developers with projects, where developers are paid in the cryptocurrency of their choice. And the very last example I wanted to show you is the platform cooperative, where the financial value of the platform is distributed among its members or workers. An example is Airbnb, which is the co-op alternative of Airbnb. Example from Finland of the platform cooperative is Lilith, which is a platform co-op for self-employed professionals in the creative sector, where each member also owns a share of the company. Now, after seeing all of these examples, you may wonder, what are the common denominators in monetizing a platform? So there are some indicators that should tell you that you may be ready to develop a platform. So I've listed them here, and of course you're free to read them. I will not go through each of them, but perhaps I can just highlight the most important one. For example, number 3.3 is the fragmented value chain. So think about how many different suppliers are out there who could potentially be put together in a platform. So where there's a lot of inefficiency, manual labor, opportunities to digitalize and optimize processes. Okay, so you can think of the construction or the retail industry, for example, both have complex value chains with millions of independent suppliers. Now, another point very important, which is often overlooked, is number 9. So how much it's regulated. So you don't create a platform on peacemakers or nuclear power plants. Okay, so If you want third parties to develop new products and services for you, the question is, how much can you experiment and open the process so that third parties can develop, can deliver that value, right? So all in all, when it comes to platform business model, there's no really one size fits all approach. Okay, there are some rules I've listed here, and I think the common denominator is decentralization, which I think is key in the shift from pipelines to platform. And it means letting go production of value to third parties and let them transact freely in an ecosystem. So it's the realization that you can't always own the resources and control everything. Okay, so now you ask yourself, it's 2020, can you really afford not having a platform strategy, considering that the 5 most valuable companies in the world nowadays are platform? And I'm not trying to tell you that you should be the next Amazon, because you've already missed that train. No one is going to be the next Amazon. But my point here is that without a platform strategy today, you could be left behind. And remember that the key winners are usually vertical and B2B platform, which operates in niches and then can expand to other adjacent sectors. But now that's all from my side. I would like to introduce the exercise session, where I'm going to ask you to, on the basis of the diagrams you've seen before, to draw your own business model. Okay, it's quite easy. Okay, and it could be a really game changer for your company, regardless of how big or small you are. So here, this is the Eureka moment that hit Travis Kalanick while he was waiting for a taxi in a restaurant, and drew the basic of what will become the Uber business model on a napkin. So for the exercise session, I will share with you a link. I put it already on the very top of the chat, but on the link that you will click and you will follow, you will get to a slide that pretty much looks like this. It's an empty slide. And so I would like to use this slide I would like you to use this slide to draw your own platform business model. So having your own platform in mind, you fill out these 3 circles with your supply, with your demand, and with the name of your platform. And in between, you have to describe the transactions and the payment flows that where the arrows are and where the value is exchanged. And once you finish, I would like some of you to share your screen and present your own slide to the audience. So in doing this, you need to map all the current and potential value flows. You think about what is tangible, what is exchanged in the platform, what is tangible, so money, assets, a token, but it can also be intangible value. So it could be feedback, reputation, trust. You should think what entity A gives to entity B. And many times you should not think even too much, because it's important to listen to the ecosystem and to generate abundance rather than making things perfect. Okay, this exercise will help you to let the most important relationship emerge and the potential to exchange value on your platform. Right, so here is the link. I will paste this again on the chat. All right, it was already there. Right, so I'm going to give you 10 minutes from now, so we can reconvene at 3:45. We will have radio silence within this time, so you can work on your platform, and then we can discuss what you have done. And at the same time, if we have some time, I can try to answer some of the questions that you may have written. Here in the chat. So whoever is working on the template slide, please stop doing this right now. Apologies, I haven't said that you should create a copy by going here to File and then create a copy. So yes, please delete everything and create a copy and work on your own copy, please. Apologies, I haven't said this earlier. Okay, I'm just rewriting what was written here. Okay, so you've had some less than 10 minutes to do your slide. Has anyone finished to draw their model? If so, don't be shy. Come forward and you can You can speak. Or of course, if anyone has any other questions to ask, this is probably the right moment to do so. Yes, okay. So Julia Stark would like to share. Yes, you can do that. Could you share your screen, Julia? Are you allowed to do that?
No, I don't think so.
You are not. Okay, Laura, how can we let Julia share her screen?
Now I can. I don't know. I need to get. Yeah, I cannot. I get an error.
Okay. Let me see if my colleague Laura can help. Otherwise, Julia, you can already explain your platform or what you have in mind. Which is your supply, which is your demand, and how are you trying to arrange payments on your platform?
All right, so we are gradually moving from offline to online community, where we as European Women Association so we are literally an internet platform. On one hand, we have the female founders in Europe. On the other hand, we have associations. It can be Chamber of Commerce or it can be a business club. And what we are now setting up is where we'll be the facilitator of monthly matchmaking possibilities. So our associates will join the membership community. They pay a certain yearly fee to be part of it. We provide the network, the connections towards other female founders that can also join their network. So we have this triangle of founders and associates, accelerators and chambers from different countries. And we do not charge the founders, we only charge the associates, if it makes sense.
It does. So you're using the Netflix business model, which is the membership fee or subscription fee based, and you charge the demand side rather than the supply side. Okay.
Yes.
Are you having any challenges in raising payments, and what kind of subscription plans have you thought of using?
So yes, we do have challenges because we work mainly with B2B, meaning with different organizations rather than directly with the founders. And we had some challenges because many of these organizations have their own membership fees or some kind of payments. So we are now looking for, we haven't solved that out yet. We say we will start in January. We're offering a free membership to all, meaning we would like to populate the platform mainly, so that we can generate more incomes from sponsorships as well, and not only from our members. And, so that's the
very
goal.
good. Yeah, the freemium business model marries very well with a subscription. So you start with giving things for free, and also what I see as an advantage in what you just explained is combining different revenue models at once. Okay. So the sponsorship, I call it third-party ads on my slides, but they could as well be called sponsorship. I think one of the challenge in the subscription fee model is that they usually take a bit longer time to kick off, because you really need a large amount of suppliers in order to entice the demand side to pay this subscription fee, which are of course recurring, which are monthly or yearly. I don't know how you think of doing it, but normally you need a large amount of suppliers, because you're basically asking your demand to choose from, right? So you are on Netflix and you have a large amount of movies and series you can choose from, and that works very well for Netflix. I think as a platform that just starts, with a limited number of suppliers then has problems to kickstart the subscription or membership fee model.
And
but that's
you know,
extremely
I think it's
yes.
also another challenge is the quality. We really want to have a very strong, not just the numbers only. So it is a number game, but at the same time, we want to differentiate ourselves through our partners. So we are we are now building the database of our partners, the associates. So they will actually fill and promote the platform. But for us, it's in this stage very important to have big names, great reputation. So I think that's another thing we had to decide. All right, no, we will not only focus on numbers, we will focus on numbers, but especially quality, and that hopefully will serve us after at least a year.
Julia, can you share your screen now? Would you like to try?
Let me check.
Very quickly,
no.
Because then we give
no,
the
you can move on.
to someone else, like
Thank
Serena,
you so much.
for example. Thank you. Serena, are you with us? Would you like
here.
to? Definitely. Are you able to share your screen?
Let me try. And hopefully you can see my screen now.
Very good. Yes.
Give me a thumbs up. Okay. So my name is Serena. It's an Italian name, but I'm from Albania. I live and work in Denmark. And recently I've been thinking about how much struggle the tour guides go through, either on a pandemic like this one from 2020 or from any other environmental surprises, political surprises that any country might go through. And what I'm seeing as an opportunity here is to create a platform for them, which I want to call Cicerones, where I want the tour guides to have the opportunity to provide on-demand virtual tours with a pretty much curated experience that the tourist can get. So what happens here is that the tour guides would be able to upload their virtual tours. The tourists can buy them either individually or as families or groups of friends. And immediately in these tours, they benefit from these community perspective. So rather than watching a documentary or a YouTube video where if you've got questions or wonders, you can't ask the director or the camera guy how they felt while recording the elephant, but then you have a tour guide here who can actually answer the questions. So I would say that for tour guides, we would charge them on commission for each of the virtual tours that they sell, and then have a freemium model for added services that they can get on the platforms, yearly based. On the other hand, there is potential to have, of course, these third-party ads that we can provide here, or even have our own for selling traveling equipment gear.
Very good. Serena, could you tell us about the commission fee? How much are you thinking of charging? What's the percentage to the tour guides?
I believe a lot in primary market research, so I try to look at the core of the problem and the real deal here. The perspective is that the business model can change if that can do better to tour guides, right? Talking to tour guides who are not agencies, but individuals who actually pay bills and children's
freelancers or small business. Yes.
Exactly.
Well, normally platform charge between 5% to 40%. Okay, I think you have to strike a balance between, of course, charging as little as possible to keep you profitable, and at the same time keep the fee as low as possible, as high as possible, because basically it's actually easier to charge a lower amount later than the other way around.
Yeah, it might take a little time to get the tour guides to understand the value, because they could easily have a virtual tour and then they use Eventbrite, for example, to sell their virtual tours. But what we provide for them here is this network effect, right? The ability to have a lot of tourists, hopefully, come to the page, and then facilitate for them the medium for showing the virtual tours. Eventbrite can only do the transaction for you, but then you have to figure out if it's Zoom, if it's a Street View from Google, if it's recording? What's the platform? And then
you need to think of how much value you can offer to the tour guides, so for them to stick on your platform. So you need to have a managed type of platform model where you add more and more value to the tour guides, so they don't go to Eventbrite, they don't bypass your platform or your payment system. I mean, when you think of value, you think of some services that you can offer to tour guides. For example, tour guides, if they're freelancers, they might be needing some accounting software. They may be needing some
website, blog.
Some websites, anything that you could offer them through a partnership with a third party. It could be useful for them to.
Of course, it's a one-stop shop for them.
Also, think about of a multi-sided model, because you have described a two-sided model with very clear supply and demand. But think about what is the role, for example, of large holiday resorts, or for example, here in Finland, the cruise ships, which aggregate, you know, on their website a lot of offers from third parties, sometimes even individuals that want to offer experiences. By the way, also Airbnb is offering experiences nowadays with more or less success.
Yeah.
So you could have them as partners into the business, where they could pay actually a split commission as well.
Yeah.
So think about that as well. Okay, we have a little bit less than 10 more minutes.
I had a question on another perspective, if I could ask.
Yeah, maybe can you hold your horses for a
Sure.
second? I would like to see if there's someone else that want to present their platform, and then we try to go quickly to the Q&A. Is anyone else that want to present their work, what you have been doing? If so, please write yes. Alice Jones. Hello, Alice.
Hello, I'm like pretty new to all of this, and it was really spontaneous that I looked into the platform thing, and
Okay.
it's like really basic. So I just want to see.
Yeah, would you share your screen, Alice?
If I can. Host disabled participant screen sharing, so I need to.
We seem to have always the same problem. Because Serena was able to share, but not the participant before. Okay, could you try one more time now?
Okay, still not working.
Okay, would you mind just explaining us briefly? Sharing is enabled for all participants. Try one more time. Last time. Nothing?
Nope.
Nada de nada. Okay, well, just tell us what is your supply, what is your demand, and what is the platform you have in mind?
Okay, so I thought about, since I recently moved to Berlin and I was looking around and I was thinking about project ideas in general, what I was missing was like a central place where I see what artists are currently in Berlin and what do they offer. So I thought what would be interesting, especially during Corona times, would be a virtual art gallery. Where artists can basically upload pictures or present their art however they want, and connect it with people, with interested people who would like to have the art specifically. Because there's like something like Etsy, for example, but they're like mainly like handcrafted items. And I was thinking if there's like something similar where you can actually, the artist can present their, I don't know, their theme or their gallery, if it's at home or even in an actual gallery we don't have access to right now because of Corona guidelines. People basically go.
And then buyers can visit these virtual galleries and potentially buy some of the items that the artists are selling, right? And how will you monetize this platform?
If a purchase happens, I would want to take a percentage, depending on how much basically it would cost. I think essentially like providing the platform should be maybe free. I don't know. Like I said, I'm like all new to this, so it was just like one idea.
Yeah, I mean it's the same challenge of the platform before. So what is the value that you're giving to artists? Why should they use your platform rather than their own web page? The participants before make the point of network effect, but network effect, unfortunately, they don't they don't start immediately. You have to grow the network. And one of the challenge I see in this artist platform is always the intellectual property. I don't know if you thought about how to solve intellectual property, because as soon as an artist puts something online, it's up for grabs by others. So I don't know how you as a platform could contribute to protect intellectual property, so protect the artist. I think that would be something that as an added value that you could offer on the platform for the platform to actually start the network effect.
Okay.
Then the commission fee is a good idea. I think in these 3 examples, we've seen the commission fee coming up. You said something quite interesting, and correct me if I'm wrong. So you raise a commission depending on the value of the item or the transaction or some,
yes,
you mentioned that. Yeah, this is really important. So a lot of platforms which are very smart, they take a fee which is not standard, but it is adapted to the value of, it's called the sliding commission fee model. And it's very good that you have thought about this already at the very beginning. But sounds like a good idea. I wish you luck. I think there are a few platforms in that in that field, so you may want to Google around what's already there. Maybe you take some inspiration, but certainly sounds really great. Okay, so perhaps we have 3 more minutes for the very last brave participants that wants to explain what they have been doing. Is anyone else that want to tell us about their platform? Okay. Another one here. Okay, this is a question from Serena, so it's not. Okay, don't be shy. Last person. Louise. Hello, Louise.
Hello. Hello.
Louise, can you be very quick, because we have only a few minutes, unfortunately.
Of course.
But if you could try to share your screen.
Well, I'm the one who was bothering with trying to save my work, so I did not finish it.
Okay.
Yet, so I can just explain. It resembles to the one of the art gallery, but me, I am looking at. I would like to do something that is also an international platform. For example, I'm from African origin, and I know that there are some art pieces that I would like to sell. Let's say to sell art that are made in Africa, to sell it right here in Belgium or in Europe. And so my platform would have some logistic. So what my challenge is actually to find out to resolve the logistic side, but it would also work on the commission fee basis. And I think the sliding commission fee is a great idea as well. But I don't know if in those, actually maybe it would be up to the buyer to put a price. So I was thinking about it. I did not modelize it. And I was wondering for the logistics side, how to make sure that it's delivered. Showing it's one thing, but then to deliver it from so far, different countries, is the most.
The logistics. I mean, the point you're raising about logistics is really important. So many platforms, they leave the logistics to their users to arrange by themselves. Whereas the platform that are more managed, they take charge of the logistics. And I think that's very smart, because it's an additional way to offer value to their users and to get them stick on the platform. I mean, one of the questions I see over here is how to turn free users to paid users. This is exactly one idea that you just gave actually to the audience. Take charge of the logistics, take care of the logistics for them. Now, it shouldn't be you yourself, employee of the platform. It should be a third party with whom you make an agreement. So that could be a way to offer a renewed value proposition for a platform. I'm really, really sorry. We have perhaps Laura a few more minutes as we have started late. If Laura doesn't mind, then we can take maybe the very, very last 2 more minutes, okay? Can I ask Shannon to, I hope I pronounce it right, Shannon B?
Yes,
to spend the last 2 minutes by explaining your own platform?
Hi, can you hear me?
Sure, we do, yes.
Okay, I'm not able to share my screen, but essentially if, hold on one sec, sorry. Yeah, I'm not able to share my screen right now. But my business model is basically centered around a lot of the data discrepancies that companies within the food industry face every day. So basically, it's a model where both the food manufacturers and the retailers, distributors of products buy and sell information or data based on the items that they make. So for example, a food manufacturer that creates 300 to 400 items is able to store data correctly for those items and sell it and pass it on to their retailers and distributors, making it easier for both of them to share and exchange information. And the company, so the idea that I have is making that kind of bridge between them where data is accurate and you don't get a lot of like secondary issues from inaccurate information. I'm not sure if that makes sense.
Yes, I don't know if you got inspired by one of my slides, which I call API monetization, because it's exactly about that, how to monetize your data on the platform. I mean, the platforms are usually data rich, and you could use this amount of information that you gather from each transaction as a sort of data bank that others could access and platforms could, well, sell, in fact, data. That's a very smart monetization model that few of the platforms out there are using. I'm afraid we don't have a lot of time, or actually we have no time at all to comment more on that, but perhaps I'd like to close just by showing the slide with my contact details. So should you wish me to take a look at your own platform project, I would be delighted to give you my feedback if time allows. So feel free to get in touch with me. Other than that, I'd like to thank all of you for participating and WEgate for having organized this. And I wish you well with all of your platform and a nice continuation of the summit. Goodbye.